is not enough. What do you do? What are we here for? What do you truly want when change is not enough? What do you do? Let's talk about it, the problems we face. Let's fight hatred, no time to waste. The mind is naked, we can see it without an x-ray. Life is easy if we work together. We're the keepers, we're the people, we're all equal, filled with purpose. The past has pain, it'll drive you, even make you take aim. But together is where we should aim. Together is where we should. What are we here for? What do you truly want when change is not enough? What do you do?
You're listening to the Smokin Rhyme Show. My name is Rex45.
Big E.
We're on every week with this poetry.
Music and the cannabis talk.
What's going on, young fella?
Well, you know.
Besides the
another day,
train.
Another day, another dollar.
Uh-huh.
Maybe $1.25 if I work hard for it.
All right, we're partying, you know. Got the disco lights up, so you know. It's we're celebrating Earth Strong and all them beautiful things. Big E's birthday.
Yeah, 50-50 club.
Right. So how's things been, man? It's been a minute since we been on air.
Definitely has been a minute, you know, and a lot of stuff going on.
Oh
as
my
well.
goodness.
Ridiculousness of the news, of course.
Right.
But, you know, what you gonna do, huh?
Let's talk about your vacation and what you've been doing to celebrate the birthday. And you know, we're going to roll into this thing easy because we got enough things to talk about.
I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't go anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't go nowhere.
You didn't go anywhere, huh?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I went somewhere, laid my head in the sand. That was about it.
Got you. You got some DNA signs, so you can't talk about too much. I'll leave it to you. So, how you enjoying the weather?
Yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm. You know, I've got my first tan of the season, so you know, that's a plus for me.
Okay, first tan.
I'm a sun baby, so you know.
Right. And you got that in the bean with all the heat we've been having.
No.
But again,
recently in Miami.
You can't talk about it.
No, I was in Miami.
Okay.
Yes, definitely. So it was considerably warmer.
Okay.
And you know, it was very entertaining, I must say.
You know, we like that. Entertainment is what we try to do on the Smokin Rhyme Show. And, you know, the world is still intact, but it seems like we're on a crash course with a big, ginormous media, like the movie 65, in the name of Donald J. Trump. But we're going to play some intro tune and get into all the talks and see if we can pry out where Big E celebrated his secret birthday bash. My name is Rex45.
Big E.
And now it's all about the smoking session. Light up a chalice, yeah, my brother. Cause you don't know it go, you know. Burn it on the corner. Hey, Big E, roll something now, man. Sure, you know, see Rexy 45 of the grinder. Loaded. Smoking rhymes. Hey, Greg Royal, representing now. Well, you take a sip, take another sip out of the chalice. Oh no, you take a sip and make we burn it in a Buckingham Palace. Over the airwaves, waves. Take a sip, take another sip out of the chalice. Pass it on the right, take a sip and make we burn it in a Buckingham. Pass it on the left hand side, yeah. How dare you try to sell this farce? to my generation. When it was I you discovered the herbs, yeah. By the grave of Solomon, purified by good people with good intentions, to take your mind to a higher dimension. Hey you Mr. Evil Man, Rexy, see you with your evil plan, yeah. Oh, you fi tell me can't plant 1,000 trees and you have it locked up on your plantation. You have it locked up in a jar, and I keep me youths behind bar. Smoking rhymes now support your legalization. Until every single youth will lock up in a jail for your spliff walk out of your station. You take a sip and take another sip out of the chalice. Smoking rhymes, yeah. Burn it, burn it, blaze it, yo, yo. Smoking rhymes, yeah. Take it, oh no. Ooh, yeah. Burn it, boy, yeah. Burn it, boy, yeah. Take another sip, oh well. Boy, take another sip, oh well. Matter Panda, Chester, anywhere you're there, y'all. Hey, one sip, open your eyes and make you see the universe as it is. One sip, make you see the positive. One sip, make them trod Rastafari where yo. Well, hear me out. Smoking rhymes and no hide and smoke it. Hey, when we talk and no joke and ya joke. But still them want fi hunt me down and find me. Feed the little way me have in a me house. Take another sip, oh yes. Oh yeah, yeah. Take another sip, oh well. Boston, well no, yeah. Take another sip, oh well. Arlington, oh no. Take another sip, oh Milton. Cambridge, oh no, Somerville. Take another sip, Rhode Island. New Hampshire, Maine. Oh yeah. Take another sip, oh New York. Connecticut, you know lame, yo. Take another sip, oh.
You're listening to the Smokin' Rhyme Show. My name is Rex45.
Big E.
We're on every week with poetry,
music, and that cannabis talk.
Man. Shout out to Gregory, wherever you are in the world.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Hopefully it's some sun and some sand.
No doubt. So we got some news and some health to talk about. I mean, the biggest thing is right now, the ex-president of, ex is not the right word. The former president of the United States has been indicted.
He said the ex-president.
Ex-presidente. Right, that's like, excommunicana.
Right.
Can't be doing that.
Incommunicado.
Yes, no doubt. Shout out to the Wick people. John Wick.
Yeah, well, they've been waiting for the longest amount of time to let this out, and I feel like it's all just a smokescreen to hide some other news that we're supposed to be looking at. But we
really?
Yeah, definitely.
That's what you think?
Yeah, it's all a show.
So you think they indicted this dude so that there's some other things that are happening that news organization is not reporting on?
Yes, definitely. There's a new electronic currency they're trying to implement. So no matter what happens,
who's the U.S.?
The government, yep. And nobody's paying attention to that because we all looking at Donald get indicted.
So you don't think he should be indicted?
Man, if you're gonna get him, get him.
Yes,
Stop with all this fanfare. Stop with all this. You know what I'm saying? Have your case built and present your evidence and get it over with. I don't understand why this is taking so long.
Because they're trying to not cause a civil war, Big E.
Man, look, y'all, you can't live in fear.
I'm not saying that. I'm just letting you know they're trying to stop a civil war because there's a lot of people with a lot of guns.
Yeah, it is what it is.
So, and they want to cross their T's and dot their I's.
Somebody's T's gonna get crossed.
No, they already crossed. Long time crosses.
But I mean, what?
So
what?
I mean, we've said this on the show a few times where you should seek out the news. You should seek out the information at multiple sources. So even though Donald Trump got indicted, you should still be trying to pay attention to what else is going on. Now, if news outlets are not reporting that information, well, okay, that's a different ballgame.
That's true, but it's like sleight of hand. I'm waving my hand over here saying hi, but I'm really digging in your wallet. Why are you not looking at me?
Oh no! Listen, Donald Trump is making money while this is going on right now. People are donating money to that. This dude's just getting. I mean, he's worse than welfare. Man, people just giving him money.
But look what
he's a billionaire, and people they're not even buying anything.
Well, he's a billionaire on paper.
Yeah, well, you know.
But see, the whole thing is all the regulations that Donald Trump has cut back. There's something happening in the railways. Mm-hmm. There's been multiple crashes. But everybody's forgetting, not only did Donald Trump drop those rules and regulations,
right,
but they also just forced them back to work, union workers. Now, you already know. I know
force is such a strong word, man.
They did. You remember the contract that they made them sign? And it was the majority, so that means more than a third of those people didn't want it.
Right.
And was forced to go back to work by the government because they was trying to strike. They would have shut the whole rail system down. And now all of a sudden there's accidents everywhere. So I mean, I'm not trying to be the conspiracy theorist.
You sure?
But I'm saying it just
Jeremiah.
It's just so funny that we having all these accidents after you just force these people back to work.
I think these accidents were happening before that.
Not in this multitude, in magnitude.
No, So you think it's a retaliation of the people not happy with the contract they've gotten because the government have forced them back to work? Is what you're saying?
Have you ever been in a job?
Notorious Big E.
Have you ever been in a job that you hate? How much is your enthusiasm?
I'm book. I see. I'm not sitting here saying my name is all that, but even jobs that I've disliked or hated, I still was concerned about my name, so I wouldn't sabotage the situation because I was unhappy. I would rather leave before I would sabotage the situation. But I can understand some people, they can be tempted for sure. It's easy to be tempted, and so you think these crashes are deliberate?
I wouldn't say deliberate, but I'm saying it has to have something to do with it. Okay. It's all the same. Okay. It's all the same area.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? One minute you just deregulate the trains, and now
I wouldn't say deregulate. I mean,
the regulations that were in place.
We're talking about monies.
Exactly.
They strike for monies. People only strike when they're not getting enough money.
No, they're not getting no days off. They're not getting nothing.
Things.
They're just working them to death. So I'm saying we got fatigue. We got a whole bunch of stuff.
Come on. There's computers and devices that are lifting heavy stuff for people anymore. People are not doing heavy work. Are people really doing back-breaking work anymore?
Man, where you been at?
No, seriously. Like
been out of the back-breaking work industry for a long time.
No, I see a lot of devices that people use nowadays to, like, most trucks got lifts nowadays versus you're not taking stuff off of a truck and you're not doing that anymore.
Yeah,
it's now on a lift and you're putting it down to the ground and you're putting it on something and you're pushing it.
I don't know what you're looking at, but yeah, you still got to carry that.
It's on YouTube.
You got to load the truck, unload the truck.
But there's all type of hydraulics and stuff that are helping people. Today in 2023, there's more devices that are helping people lift heavy stuff than ever before. It may not be in every workplace, but it's the most it's ever been.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I have worked in some heavy lifting jobs.
Me too. That's what I'm talking about. And I see the stuff now that I see trucks. I see when I'm driving, I see how people are unloading trucks now. I see garbage trucks now. They drive by and there's a machine that just picks up the stuff and throw it in the back, and then they go on to the next one. They're not even getting out of the truck anymore.
Yeah, but you still got to work that joystick, not tear the person's car up that you pull up next to. I used one of those for a while. I hated that.
All I'm just saying is,
I would have rather just
get out and do manpower.
It was just so.
I would have figured out how to do that smooth enough.
No, it's not even you. It's where people put their trash behind the car, and it's a tight neighborhood. It's just too much. You got phone lines that you got to worry about clipping, and man, I remember those days.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. So I think that there is enough technology.
You would think it was easier, right? But yeah, those were some stressful days, yo.
I think there's enough tech today that'll help that situation versus in the past. So that's all I'm just saying.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So
that's definitely fair enough.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. So well,
you know what? Now that you do mention it, I did see the guys using the lift on the back. I'm like, on every stop, that's forever, yo. Be out here for 6 days. I've been just dumped it in. Yeah.
But they're saving their knees and they're saving their elbows and stuff like that.
I realize in my neighborhood, you pay for a trash barrel, and then that's the only barrel you can fill, and then it's stickers and all this other nonsense. So, whatever.
And there's a big concern of machines taking over people. You know what I'm saying?
Taking over people,
replacing the workforce. You know what I'm saying?
Taking jobs out from people.
There you go. Thank you. There's definitely more of that today than before. So
because you just went Terminator on us for like 3 seconds,
well, no, because
computers taking over people.
You know, I know we're talking about Donald Trump getting indicted, right? And I know we're kind of moving off into how some folks got to the point where they can back Donald Trump and believe that this guy is doing the right thing. But you know, when you talk about AI, I mean, you know, you talk about Elon Musk, and regardless of how you feel about Elon Musk and Twitter or whatever, how you feel about Elon Musk, you know, there's a bunch of whole tech people that says, hey, you know, tech should slow down. You know what I'm saying? And sign a letter. Whether they'll abide by that letter they're signed, that's a whole different ballgame,
it's all
right?
about money, bro. I keep telling you, it's all about money. Y'all slow down.
You know what I'm saying?
Y'all about to just let everybody do whatever they want with everything. It's about to be a mess.
Yeah.
Nothing's gonna be real ever.
Exactly. So, you know, but the point is, when you have the president of the United States, and there's a side of me that feel like, and this is gonna sound effed up to say, but there's a side of me that feels like,
here from Rex 45,
like, the charge, he's gonna get charged. He's probably gonna get convicted, right? And what they can't get him on, they're gonna lump on this charge right here. And he's gonna be like the OJ when OJ got locked up in Vegas. You know what I'm saying? Because they couldn't get him.
Stupid.
It's like you got 10 years for something that most people get 6 months for.
I went to jail for taking my own stuff.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, anyone else, not anyone else, most people, I could not do what Donald Trump has done and got away with it. You know what I'm saying? And trust me.
Grab her by the coochie.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of us can't do that. On one hand, that's respectable. I get it, because you can just do what the what, right? Yeah. But on the other hand, it's just kind of like we have to be examples of the generations to come, so that way we can be consistent with being really good human beings, right? Because it's better to have peace than it is to have war. Okay, how many guns do you have? You know what I'm saying? And what Donald Trump has done is made it okay to be an asshole to anybody you want to be an asshole to, and that's not cool, and it's not like, it's not worth taking somebody's life over. So I think some people think they can just get away with it, but like there's other people out there that are not as lax as myself and maybe you, because not everybody's gonna put up with it, and then these people, you know, they get punched in the face and then they cry wolf.
Yeah, this is true. This is definitely true.
You know what I'm saying? And what Donald Trump is doing right now, like he took out ads in the paper to try to frame some black kids, right? And with no problem, no apologies, no nothing. And now all of a sudden he's the victim. You know, he stopped people from getting, you know, apartments in his building. And now he's the victim. He's been a-holes to other people where he don't care if they got killed. Mike Pence could have lost his life if security didn't save him and got him out in like seconds. And that's okay. All this is okay. And folks out there want to be a fan of his, and I couldn't do that. You couldn't do it. Let us try to do that.
Yeah, well, you know, if I was Mike Pence, I would have went out there and rolled up my sleeves Like, you want a piece of me? At least go out in style, brother. You know what I'm saying?
And that's loyalty, right?
Yeah,
Because he's loyal to the party because he's just taking it. He's worse than Chris Rock. You know what I'm saying? Because Chris Rock just got slapped in the face. This dude is worse than that. He got molested. Because when you got about, I don't know, 5,000 people, I don't know how many people were there. But if you got more than 10 people coming after you, that's not a slap in the face.
Hey, look. Somebody's gonna get these hands. I don't care. I'm not hiding from nobody. Let them in. I'll be talking bad trash. Let them in. I'll get them in a tight hallway, one by one.
One by one. That's it, huh?
Yeah, I'm not playing that.
Yeah.
If Pence would have did that, I'd have voted for him the next year.
No, and that's the thing, man. It's like, where are the stand-up people? You know what I'm saying? Because right now, all we got is a bunch of copycat people who are just thinking about their careers. No one is really.
Bro, it's politics. Have you not seen our history? This is exactly how it works. There's a time that's prosperous. Then there's a time of stupidity. Then there's a time of revolution.
Gotcha.
Then there's a time of change.
So where are we at now?
So we done went through the change, supposedly Obama. And now we still spiraling.
Okay.
So what we gonna do? The world is changing around us.
Yeah.
No more we making decisions. We messed around and left Afghanistan. Left the oil over there, son. You know what I'm saying? You know why we was holding on to that. All that time, y'all know why we was holding on to that. And now it's about to happen.
And Fox News is caught up in all this. And these people are trying to moonwalk their way from it. And, again, if you're going to charge people for crimes, charge them for crimes. If you're going to give people hookups, then give everybody a hookup. Yeah, Donald Trump can't be the person that gets the hookup, and I want a hookup.
Yeah, hook me up.
You know what I'm saying? I can't speak for anybody else, but he getting a hookup, I want a hookup too. I want to get out of jail free card. Like, okay, let me do some of that too, and then set me free, as they say.
Give me the. I don't want the Bernie Madoff special.
Right.
I want that Donald Trump joint.
All right.
That definitely does remind you of the skit in Dave Chappelle. I plead the fifth. Okay, then.
He was playing Calypso to the fifth.
I'm trying to tell you. So, hey man, it is what you can get away with. But I wanted to double back.
Okay, go ahead.
Now you said that Elon Musk was saying that they should slow down technology
on AI.
On the AI part, I feel that. But as technology as a whole, they got this stuff where they can 3D print out food and stuff like that.
Well, I don't want to 3D print out food. I want real food.
No, I understand you don't want that, but the implications of that to space travel is enormous, yo.
Well, is the printout going to give you the proteins and everything? Is it going to create the proteins?
It's going to use the building blocks for flesh and build you food. It's a food replicator.
Okay, so that's not a 3D printer.
Well,
food
3D,
replicator.
but basically,
I feel what you're saying.
The premise behind it is 3D print your meat.
Right.
But I mean, it's just real meat. But I'm not saying we try. The problem is they're going to try to use it for money.
Right. Well,
but I'm thinking the implications of that, if some dudes is at war, how else they going to eat?
Right.
Throw up the food replicator, make me a couple of steaks. Right. You know what I'm saying? If you're on the moon or you're on deep space probe to Mars, y'all know what kind of movies I be watching. If you're on a deep space probe to Mars, a 3D printed steak might be the bomb.
Well, they just said they're trying to get to the moon to set up some stuff so that way we can make this Mars trip.
Off. You can Mars is only in range for a certain period of time throughout the years. So we're coming to the point where we're the closest to being able to make that trip in the shortest amount of time.
But here's the thing, right? I understand what you're saying because there's a lot of tech that's good for things, but there's also tech that can be used in a bad way. And that's the biggest thing that we have to worry about is the people that's going to use it in the worst way.
Exactly.
And you got to get a grip on that. And it's really just nothing that's going to be foolproof. right? There's nothing that's going to be foolproof. There's just going to be how many deterrents can you have, and then what kind of fail-safe and recovery things that you can have to protect yourself in the long run. But at the end of the day, everything can be broken.
Yes, this is true.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just layers of it. You know, humans make mistakes and stuff like that to talk about your sci-fi and espionage and conspiracy theory. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who ain't used to being around people all of a sudden got somebody smiling in their face and now they're spilling the beans. And you know what I'm saying?
Got me feeling all uncomfortable.
You know what I'm saying? So,
But I mean, I understand the AI. As in, if we were out in space and you needed to make a decision, that AI, I feel like is an application. You're gonna need that.
you know, let's get real for a second.
But we're
because
talking here, home application. I don't think nobody should be able to just go on there. Hey, make me this, and then it just makes it. And then
Right, because I think the problem is this, right? There's a gap between the really smart people
yeah,
and the consumers, and some of the consumers, right? And that's the biggest problem because you don't know what you're giving up. And with technology, you have to understand fully what you're giving up, right? Because generally technology is replacing something that you could do. Right. I mean, that's what it is. That's. I mean, outside of video games and other, you know, maybe some creative things, but for the most part, you know, you're automating stuff, and you don't have to go do this because the robot can clean your house now, and you know, you can do auto pay, and you don't have to worry about writing
my
checks.
oil yet and fix my rear shocks. He can't do none of that.
I think that's coming. No, seriously. Like, so that's the big thing though, and so the question is, how fast should AI be growing? Because at the point, it sounds like it's to the point where it could probably replace a lot of jobs.
Well, the problem with America is that there's an abundance of jobs that people don't want to do anyway.
Right. And shout out to the Mandalorian, because the last episode, I think it's episode 5 or 6.
Don't spoil it for those who haven't watched.
These people were on a place where droids were doing all the work, everything, and all they could do is just enjoy life. And that's good if you're a very motivated person. And if you're not, well, you know that is.
That's the wheelchair with the extra boosters on the back.
So yeah. So anyway, so that is a big deal. But let's talk also about you know Tennessee and what's going on down there in these 3 House Congress folks, House representatives, I should say, that got booted out for going on the floor and talking about gun reform because of the killings that's happening.
And they just got straight kicked out.
And it kicked out in a way like, yo,
revoked their passes, took away all their credentials.
It's like Pulp Fiction, Samuel L. in the back of the car talking to that dude, say what again, and getting shot in the face. Because the dude literally was just like, he just sunned him like, yo, what do you think was gonna happen when you come in here and talk what you want to talk? You think you're just gonna get to talk what you gonna talk and ain't nothing gonna happen? Now look what you got, huh? Now go live with that.
In a nutshell.
In a racist kind of way. No, seriously, if you listen to it, it's really like he from what I'm hearing, the backlash is mounting. But like this dude was straight racist. Like it was straight like, you know, the things that, you know, some black folks or some other, you know, colored folk have come out and said like, yo, bosses be talking to me kind of way even though we're equal, and people be talking to me kind of way even though we're equal. He literally this is one of these moments when he should have shut up and just kind of said, hey, you're getting kicked out and that's it. But I think he was feeling himself, and he yapped, and the dude called him out on it. He's like, "Yo, do you see how he's talking? He didn't think. I think dude didn't think he was gonna get called out like that, but he got, and it's just like, he was trying to sun him like, yo, what you know, like, which is ridiculous because at the end of the day, I do not understand when people are being killed by guns, and you look at other countries where there's more gun reforms, or you can't have a gun, and you see how what the numbers look like and all that, and you see all the shootings, and all a lot of these politicians do nothing, and then to the point where you just kick these dudes out for these two dudes and this lady out for talking about gun reform. And this is Tennessee.
Well, they say that the guns are supposed to be for us to defend ourselves against the government's tyranny.
Yes.
So this is the reason why they don't want to get rid of it, because they don't nobody trust the government.
Right, but if we're not talking about getting rid of the guns, we're just talking about trying to figure out who's the crazy people trying to get the guns. That's all we're trying to figure out. The regular people who want guns, that's going to do regular shit with them, those people are okay. They're just trying to weed out the crazies. And, I can't just go on the racetrack and go race my motorcycle. I have to go through a process before I can go racing. There's a lot of things that are dangerous that people can't do without proper certificates and whatnot.
Certification.
Certify me. I am certi.
At least some kind of test.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Written, oral, whatever. It got to be something involved.
You know what I mean? And I saw a comedian said something, and it was just like, you know what? If it was black people running up into them schools and shooting people up, you would see a change. And his analogy was, you look in Oakland with the Black Panthers back in the 70s, maybe early 60s. Don't quote me on the timeline. When they started getting the machine guns,
the M16
and all that, all of a sudden you saw gun reform back then. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm not telling anyone to go shoot up any schools, but I think maybe more black people may need to get their gun license.
Whoa. He said, but.
No, gun
this
license.
Is the problem. 9 out of 10 times when somebody gets a gun, there's a reason why.
Yeah,
There's a reason behind it.
I mean, some people might just like it.
Yeah, this is that.
You know what I'm saying? And if you just like it, that's cool. And if you're, look.
If you're getting a gun license because some dude peed on your foot and called you a punk ass bitch,
right?
Don't. You know what I'm saying?
No.
That's the wrong reason, bro.
Right. You can't be scary. You can't be scary with a car. You can't be scary with a motorcycle. You can't be scary with a gun. You can't be scary with a lot. You can't be scared. And if you're getting a gun because you're scared, then you might
gonna be a scared with a gun.
Yeah, and you're gonna hurt the wrong person. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not gonna respect the thing. And like with a motorcycle, I gotta respect it. And to me, with a gun, you gotta respect it, which means
not just respect, but respect it.
Yeah, you have to respect it. Like that 6-year-old kid that shot that teacher because the friggin' parent didn't friggin' lock up the friggin' gun. You didn't respect the thing. You can't just go get it. You gotta respect it, because if you don't, people are gonna get hurt.
Yeah, well, in different societies and different places, they carry openly. It's not a big deal for them.
No, that's what I'm saying. You gotta as long as you're walking around with like real people. Real is not the right word. People with a mind that can figure out bullshit from the fuckery, right? Like people that can figure that out can walk around with a gun because they can say, okay, this person is drunk, so I don't need to pull my gun. I need to just get away. Right? You can see when somebody's drunk. You can see when you're in danger. You should be able to figure out. You should be able to read the room. Right? You read the room, okay? And you know what? If you're in a place where you don't feel comfortable, even though you're walking with a piece, leave.
Feel free to use Google Translate to read the room. If you don't understand what's going on, say, hey, yo, is it just me? Yeah, you might need to.
You know what I'm saying? So, and, I don't, people fight about, making sure women, every pregnant woman pushes out a kid even though they could die from the process. Yet, there are kids and they're young people doing horrible things and they're doing nothing to fix it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the biggest part about all this. And so, I don't know the laws of Tennessee. And these three, hopefully they do a lawsuit and sue the state to get their jobs back. and also sue the individuals that got them expelled, because it's not like they were trying to get cannabis legal. You know what I'm saying? They're like trying to save kids' lives. In Tennessee, like this kid went up and just shot 6 people. It's not like every life is important. Every life. You know what I'm saying? So when you hear some, I don't care where you are in the world.
Where you at?
And if you hear somebody lost their lives and you don't feel a way about it, you need to look at yourself in the mirror. Because if it's only the people in your circle that matters, you need to look at yourself in the mirror.
Yeah, well, the unfortunate part is that somebody's always dying.
I know.
No matter what part, somebody's dying somewhere.
Right. That's why you should have compassion. That's why you should have empathy. You see what I'm saying? Like because somebody's always dying somewhere. And even though you don't know the person, when it happens close to you, you know what that feels like. You have an idea. You know what I'm saying? And that's the biggest part about this. So, you know, to be like, oh, I can just kick you out because I can do that. That little, that's like Charlie Brown, right? Taking my football and going home, right? Come on, man.
About to yank this ball on your boy.
Come on, man. What are we doing here in 2023?
You know, it's hard to understand anything nowadays. People's thought process, something basic where you be like, okay, they'll get this, and then they just make it super complex. I don't know. I'm lost.
Mm-hmm.
But AI helped me. it was the AI.
Listen, I'm a techie, but let's make sure we understand what we get ourselves into, because some people do it for money, and money is not everything. My name is Rex 45.
Big E.
It's the Smokin' Rhyme Show.
Yes, sir.
Rexy 45 and Big E on B87 FM with the Smokin' Rhymes. How you doing out there now? How you doing out there, y'all? Tell them about the roots, Rexy. The Trelawny roots. The Jamaica roots. Strictly roots. Well. Strictly roots. Jah never given no power to nobody. One try crucify naughty dread. Them a try crucify naughty dread. Every day, yeah. Oh yeah. Jah never given no power to no serpent. One try crucify ancients. Them a try crucify ancients. Every day, yeah. Oh yes. Hey. I roots from foundation. Smoking rhymes tell them about we foundation, yeah. I roots from foundation. Smoking rhymes tell them about this foundation. Well, hear the King of Kings. One bright day, I'll take the morning wings. Forward home, out around a trouble. Boy, smoking rhymes. How are you doing, ladies? Smoking rhymes, ladies. Ooh, smoking rhymes, ladies. Big E ladies, Rexy 45 ladies. Ooh, honey, you are my shining star. Don't you go away. Oh, baby, wanna be right here where you are until the dying day. Oh, baby, so many you've tried to find a love like yours and mine. Oh, baby, girl, don't you realize how you hypnotize? Makes me want you more each time. Smoking rhymes never gonna leave you lonely. Rexy 45, give you that love to you only. Smoking rhymes never gonna leave you lonely. Big E, give me that love to you only. Yeah. Ooh, roots, strictly roots, roots, yeah, strictly roots. I and I are roots, roots from foundation. Rexy 45 are roots, roots from foundation.
What's going on, man?
Roots and foundation.
You know what it is, man. Without foundation and the roots, what you got?
Get a treat to you, Tim. What the hell was I about to say?
I don't know, man. But how's the I mean, we in that second quarter of the year. How's the exercise and on the things going, Big E?
Look, man. Lately I've been dealing with some things. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Scheduling, nutrition. Yeah, a lot of difficulties. But you know,
Okay, so what that mean?
we still working though.
Okay.
We're still working.
Work in progress.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Yo, folks, let us know how you doing out there.
I definitely can't say I haven't found the way, but I'm still.
Drop a comment on the platform and let us know how you doing with the exercise front. Also, you know, like and subscribe, follow, all that beautiful stuff. We appreciate it.
Write it down, take a picture. I don't give a what. Sure.
You know what I mean? And
So how's your working out been going out? You looking slim and trim, fit and fighting shape?
you know, I'm not where I would. I'm probably 6 pounds off, probably 6.5 pounds off from where I would like to be.
We talking muscle or we talking gain? We talking lose?
To lose.
Okay.
Ideally, I would like to drop another 6. So it's work in progress because I'm getting there. I hit a wall, and I was stuck at this weight for grip, and I was just like, man. And then I just had to sometimes you got routines, and you get stuck in them, and you're not getting the results, and you don't think. Well, for me, initially, I didn't go, oh, let me just change my routine because that would help. I was kicking rocks for 2-3 weeks. And then all of a sudden, it was just like, let me start doing something else and blah, blah, blah. And once I started doing that, it was just like, oh, okay. Now I'm starting to come down. So sometimes, you plateau in some routines, and it's time to, flex it up and or be dynamic and change and find a different or add different things as well and see what happens. So and it's weird because initially I didn't think of that. You know what I'm saying? It was just kind of like I was just like, yo.
That's why I used to like to work out with people.
Right.
Because sometimes their routine's different. You do their different exercises that triggers your muscles in different ways. Mm-hmm. Kind of helps you force through.
Right. That makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
You go to the gym, you got your routine. If you're working out at home, you got your routine of what you're going to do. I'm going to bang this out, get this done, bang, 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 and I'm out of here.
Yeah.
So that's throwing a curveball every once in a while, change it up.
Exactly. And that's what I figured out. And so folks out there, yes, it's hectic. It's an ebb and flow. You're going to get times where you can go hard as the way you like. And then, life things are going to happen and you're going to have to not get out there and you have to deal with that because it is what it is. It's not going to be perfect. You know what I'm saying? And you've already gotten there. So even if you were off for 4 or 5 months, hopefully it's not that long. But if it is or longer, just know you can get back to where you got once before because the muscle remembers. So you don't have to worry about the muscle. You just got to start doing it. Just start chipping away.
Well, I'm seeing if they're going to do a study because I feel like I was driven until I got that damn COVID shot. Now I'm just lazy as hell, man. I don't know. Maybe that shot they gave us was just to calm the people.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
I can't speak for anyone else, but You know, I'm not a big fan of getting shots. I believe in letting the body does what it do, and
only shots we getting is at the bar.
At this point, I got a couple, but honestly, with the COVID, I'm not getting any more shots. You know, if you eat right, exercise right, you give yourself a fighting chance. And I'm not around a lot of people like that. So
you damn near gave him the Hulk Hogan. Eat your vitamins. Work out twice a day,
dude.
Yeah, definitely.
No, it's look. When you're young, you can eat whatever. Outside of Chad Ochocinco, who apparently still eats McDonald's and he's never been injured and tough as a horse. You have to find a balanced meal that works for you.
That's all that food preservative in that McDonald's.
Keeping
him young.
You know, you have to keep your heart rate up because it keeps your mood right. It keeps your mind right. So it's good to keep your heart rate up. However you do that, you know, whether jump rope, jumping jacks, riding a bicycle, running, whatever your thing is, swimming, whatever. That's most important. And it's most important, I think, for people over the age of 34, 35. Man, because
look, y'all young kids ain't doing nothing neither. Get up out the bed and do some work. Shoot.
You know what I mean? These are all good things to keep you motivated, to keep your drive going in whatever thing you want to do in life. So being healthy after a certain age is just important just to keep you going.
And it was funny that you brought up McDonald's because right now they're chopping people at the corporate level, just letting jobs go, cutting people's pay. They're doing a whole bunch of stuff right now.
Yeah, listen.
What they doing?
You know, life is not easy. And, you know, the people that work at McDonald's that are getting cut, or the people that work at Facebook or any places that are getting cut, you know, you always got to be flexible in life because, you know, none of us got anything that's guaranteed.
The problem with that food is it's just not good food. If y'all would sell good food, then people will pay more. I mean, the prices don't match what y'all are serving out. I shouldn't have to pay $15 for one burger that you know might not even be beef.
Isn't that crazy though?
Hey,
the price of fast food today, you might as well go to
a restaurant.
Fridays or
you might as well sit down and eat.
Listen,
be served.
I'm gonna tell you this, people, if you got $15, $20 with tips, go to a supermarket and get some premium cold cuts or premium something. Make yourself a dope ass sandwich. Get yourself a dope ass drink and some whatever, and that's gonna taste better than anything you can get for anywhere for under $30.
You can get a whole rotisserie chicken.
You know, there are a few places that can put. I don't know why people in the business of making food don't put more love into the food that they're cooking. Like I don't understand that.
Now it's just a service.
Yeah. It's just bad food, and to me, and I've been up and down the East Coast in some places, and a lot of these places they don't make good food, and you know it's better that you make your own food. So, all I can tell you, like, yo,
as I've been let down plenty of times,
get yourself an AI that can cook some food for you. Just tell them what you want. Tell it what you want, or whatever you want to call it. And you know what I'm saying? Because
get the replicator in your room.
Yeah, no, seriously.
Full replication.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because at this point, you know, to me, a lot of these places are not good for you. So it's better when you make your own food. And if you want a really good, healthy food, it's going to cost you a lot of money.
And you better get you a couple of chickens, put them in the backyard. Them eggs don't be looking too kosher, I'm trying to tell y'all.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast. Roll, like, smoke, hey, roll, like, smoke, hey, roll, like, smoke, hey, roll, like, smoke. Break the spinners down to my rollie and I'm scrolling it up. We put the whole 7 in it, you ain't holding it up. Hitting 12 in the lane while we sparking it up. Rex and 45 and Big Eater soon the city show up. But the city been waiting, we been cooking and baking, planning, putting that cake in, plotting, moving and shaking. LeBron, Steph Curry with the rock, shake the pot. There's some big boss cannabis talk, cultural elevation.
Ain't no telling where we taking this thing from here. It's 420 in this world somewhere. Outside, stay rolling it up. Up north, stay rolling it up. What's up? Ain't no telling where we taking this thing from here. If you feeling me, put one in. West Westside stay rolling it up. East Coast stay rolling it up. What's up?
Roll like smoke, hey. Roll like smoke, hey. Roll like smoke, hey. Roll like smoke, hey.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to the Pod Cafe. You know the routine. Roll one if you got one, smoke one if you want one, but I'm not telling you what to do. So recently, I know it's been a while. We've been very busy here at the Smokin Rhyme show, of course. And here in the Pod Cafe, I spent some time at the Northeast Cannacon, which was an overload of information, I must say. I'm saying they tracked everything from customer trends to cultivation to business operation track to sales and marketing to tech and innovation to soil to lights to machines to warehouses to transportation to delivery to, an enormous amount of information.
Mm-hmm.
For anyone who was ever contemplating getting anything started in the cannabis business, find out where the next show is, and that's the spot, man. They had classes that taught you, showed you what to do. They had people who've already done it tell you step by step what they've done to start their business, to start their grow houses, to start their delivery businesses, to start their just everything.
Okay.
Any information you want was there. They even had machines to show you how to roll pre-rolls. It was just amazing.
Oh, I want that.
It was just amazing.
I'm
talking about one that'll break down a pound in 10, 15 minutes, pre-roll the whole thing for you.
Oh, I want that machine.
Yeah, so it was a lot of innovation.
It's 2
A
pounds.
lot of
I really need 4 pounds.
It was a lot of grow tech. All the way down to even the they was showing you what grades of soil that they had available. And they had soil. They had another person was doing clones, and it was just a lot. It was definitely a lot.
Okay.
There were a couple of companies that you just pay them. They come in and set everything up for you, and they come in once a week and check on your product.
Okay.
It was a lot of information, my brother. And for those of you who are out there and don't know how to do something, I guarantee you they know how. Northeast Cannacon, trying to tell you, it's amazing.
All right.
And shouts out to my man who gave me them samples, man. I'm saying.
All right.
That's all I'm saying, man. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, but you know what I'm saying. It was a good show. It was 3 or 4 days long. You know, if that's where your mind is at, and because here at the Smokin Rhyme show,
Do tell.
we're always trying to give you the information you need to proceed.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, so it was a great show. I enjoyed it very much so.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't been in the last few years, but I've gone to a couple, and I can only imagine what it's like now. And it's good that they're giving all this because this information is good. We've been talking about this for a while on the show about learning how to grow and grow your own cannabis because, I was thinking about this earlier today or maybe yesterday after leaving the dispensary, and I was just like, if I grew my own bud, I'd probably save a lot more money than going to the dispensary.
Well, see, the only problem is it's not an instant process.
No, it's not.
So until it's ready, you're still going to be paying for both. So, cultivation, you got to take care of it.
But it is like maybe 4 to 6 months you do it. Because if you screw up the first batch, maybe the second batch, maybe by the third or fourth batch, you should be okay. So, yeah, you still got to pay for it for maybe the first year.
Unless somebody comes in and set your setup right.
Right. And there's that too. There's people out there that do that will come in and set up your section for you and set up your equipment that you need for that. And then you just got to just be a gardener after that. And that might be the way to go.
Yeah, but not only was it on small scale, but it also was talking large scale. You never know if you get into a grow house maybe.
Right.
You might be able to get permit or zoned for that somewhere in a warehouse out in the woods. You never know.
Exactly.
There's all type of opportunities going on right now, which we just got to reach out there and grab them.
No doubt.
And I did bring you back
You did.
A whole bunch of books and pamphlets and
I
brochures.
I thought you were gonna say you brought back a whole bunch of cannabis.
Nah, I wish.
But instead,
I brought you back a magnitude of inflammation.
Inflammation. I don't want inflammation.
Yeah,
I want cannabication.
Got the knowledge.
Give me that cannabication.
Yeah, but I forgot to bring it with me. But definitely, if you're looking into it financially or whether you're just trying to support yourself, sometimes we've gone over this a million times about the regulation of cannabis and the inflating of THC levels to get more money and all type of situations. So, I mean, the only true way, young grasshopper,
it is the way,
is to grow your own.
Yeah, it is the way.
Yes, this is the way.
This is the way.
That's the only way.
My name's X45.
Big E.
Flashes crossing on my screens, frame by frame I witness how I live. From a small top to be called Mr. Big, I wasn't afraid to push, take lumps with coffee. Got this ego, keep the world off me. Trust you never see, lungs are breathe soft. Designed us to fail, never have enough for bail. Not enough common to ride the great whale. Story's the same, man, we gotta use the brain. We supposed to get out the rain. Chips are stacked and the house really lose. Got better chance to make 11 o'clock news. Time to stop, use the God-given smarts. Be less unforgiving, it's TV talk. Ain't no room on the streets for actors who don't know to play their own part, to play their own part.
Listen to the things that she bought. Now she wants to walk, now she wants to talk. Put up on them off, but she hates me. Now she loves and care, loves and care. Listen to the things that she bought. Now she wants to walk, now she wants to talk. Put up on them off, but she hates me. Now she loves and care, loves and care.
Make her own grammar, spend winters in the slammer. Bank accounts need at least 2 commas. Ultimate machine needs a place without radar. Man behind machine, stop, create war. Food for thought when they help the poor. If not, leave us alone. Let us do our own, control our school zones. We got minds, so you think run the underground. Yo, youngins, no matter how you wake up, keep your brain feeding all knowledge and wealth. Mistakes and lessons, best you learn quick, else they return. Put your real hot shit, boy in the casket, revenge rolling off the tip of your lip. And too much anger leads to bad decision, leaving youngins dying in seismic portions.
Listen to the things that she bought. Now she wants to walk, now she wants to talk. Put up on her mouth, but she hates me. Now she loves and care, loves and care. Listen to the things that she bought. Now she wants to walk, now she wants to talk. Put up on her mouth, but she hates me. Now she loves and care, loves and care.
Of a KRS-One, a walk with a swagger like the Jigger Man. I'm tired of seeing young men turn trigger men, wanted men incarcerated by them. America don't have room for dumb felons. Sharpen your game, ask smarts to your melons. System designed by own Uncle Sam. You sit on 50 grand, have a business plan. Like glasses, no to switch your frame. So let it rain, 40 days, 40 nights. After that, it's the 40-40. Watching the fight, more on ice. Change your winters to something nice. Price on freedom since Malcolm stopped breathing. God, he stopped teaching. Black folks stop achieving like we all stop believing that we all born equal.
Listen to the things that she wants. Now she wants to war, now she wants to talk. Run up on her mouth, but she hates me. Now she loves and care, loves and care. Listen to the things that she wants. Now she wants to war, now she wants to talk. Run up on her mouth, but she hates me. Now she loves and care, loves and care. Listen to the things that she wants. Now she wants to war, now she wants to talk. Run up on her mouth, but she hates me. Now she loves and care, loves and care. Listen to the things that she wants. Now she wants to war, now she wants to talk. Run up on her mouth, but she hates me. Now she loves and care, loves and care.
Listen to the Smokin' Rhyme Show. My name is Rex45.
Big E.
We on every week or most weeks with poetry.
Music and that cannabis talk.
Speaking of poetry, Big E, I was in the semifinals at the Lizard Lounge last week
Lizard.
in Cambridge, Massachusetts. For those listening around the world, I was one of the semifinalists to make the slam team.
Oh, shoot. So what was the outcome? That's not good.
Nah, it's not good. I fell on my face. Completely. You know, and I thought it was going to get better as the rounds got, but it just got worse. It was like I was fighting myself.
What in the
Yeah.
mental fog?
What are we talking about? Practice?
Practice. Practice. Talk about practice. So you just went in there a Rambo style on him?
Nah, I had him down, but I don't know what happened. It's something I haven't experienced before, because the last time I went, I did really well, which was several months ago now. And, you know, but I also put a lot of work in. And in the past, you know, I'm one of these poets that's just kind of like, all right, I'll just read through a couple of times to make sure I know it, and I'll just go, because for me it's just really just it's just a moment in time that I just appreciate. It's not some place that I'm trying to get to with what I'm doing. Yeah, I don't know if that makes sense, because it's like, for me it's just more something to do. I'm not like trying to get to some other level with poetry or anything like that. It's just something it's a pastime for me, for lack of a better word, in a good way. And so for me, it's like I just went, but you know, but for the last round, it was the MVP, and you know, I put a lot of effort into it, and it showed. And I think for some reason, my muscle memory, because I didn't put a lot of effort into it, for some reason,
Choked.
Beyond joke. It was one of those things, like, even it was weird. Because before, you know, you can, musicians and artists and anyone knows, you know, it's kind of like, you just work through it. And that's what I was doing. But even working through it was not even working. And I will say this, it will never happen again. But, you know, and it was and I also I knew if I made it to the final round, I was racing, so I wasn't going to make the finals anyway. And that could have been a part of it mentally. You know what I mean? Because I knew even if I got to the final round, I'd have been like, hey, listen, I'm not going to make the final round. So whomever missed out, let them, let them go. So I knew that. So maybe that might have been a part of it, but it was just pretty.
So you conceded in advance?
Yeah, but like involuntarily though. Because I really wanted to do it. I wanted to do it.
If it was easy, I would have did. You know?
I wanted to do it well. I didn't go up there thinking like, oh, I'm just gonna like, and it just got bad. It just got bad. It just got bad. I was just like, yep, you know, that's not gonna happen again. And so yeah. So for whatever reason, if my muscles need more of a working out, that's what it is. Because I have a feature coming up in June, so you know what I mean. And I'm probably gonna slam again before then too. So. But it's not going to happen again.
But you're going to be prepared to spit more hot fire than Dylon.
Oh, well, I'm just going to practice. It was just bad. It was like stuff that's just like in my DNA. I was just like, how did I, like, it was.
Well, you know what they say. You get out of it what you put into it. You didn't put nothing into it.
Exactly, and that's what it is, because I fell back on something that was older than what I was used to doing, and and it didn't work because again I didn't care if I won, but I still like to give a good performance. I don't care if I win, but I want to give it as long as I'm happy with the performance I give. Then I don't feel like I left something on the table. But when I go out there and just be
So what was your pregame ritual? Were you off your game? Did you not drink the regular drink that you drink before you go on there?
No,
Did you
no,
not
it
have
was
the meal that you usually have before. Do you tie your shoes wrong? I mean, something was off with the energy.
I think it was the universe just saying, you can't just read the poem 3 times in the parking lot and go on stage and perform.
So you had orange juice instead of mango juice.
I think that's what it is. I think and that's what it is. Like I realize it's like I know, like the round where I competed in February. Like I saw the impact, so it makes sense, and so but it's not gonna happen again. So for those poets out there, listen, or any artists out there, don't shortchange the game.
You want Rex to hit you with the twin 4-5s. You gon' die. Stay alive as we thrive. Shoot Mac. Okay,
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Don't shortchange the game. So that's what it is. And I do have a feature coming up in June 11th. So don't worry, it's not going to be shortchanged. And I will say this up front that
4 times you're gonna practice. Not treat this time. 4 times.
It's going to be all new poetry. There might be one oldie that I'm going to start with because it's apropos. But everything else is going to be brand new. But
brand new? Are we showcasing after your performance? Will you be showcasing something on the show?
Well, I see what you're saying.
Brand new?
Well, I probably should just record the feature then.
It's been a long time since you hit them with the fire.
Right. Yeah. No. And it's and I've reached out to some friends, and if everything works out, it's gonna be a fun night. So definitely get it on your calendar. Save the day, June 11th, Blizzard Lounge. In Cambridge, Massachusetts. The summertime is always beautiful in Boston area, Cambridge area. So
and Rex 45 is gonna rhyme words like rhinoceros in orange.
No.
He's going to dazzle you.
No.
I'm trying to tell you. You've never seen.
No.
Ladies, he's the most cunning linguist in the spot. Guaranteed.
None of that. But you will be entertained.
You will be entertained. You definitely will be.
You know what I'm saying?
And the Lizard's a nice spot. So, it's homey. Make sure you get there early. Get your seats up front. You might be the judge.
No doubt. Speaking of entertain,
we'll hit you with a T-shirt.
For sure. My bad. We do all that.
Yeah.
No doubt. Speaking of entertain, John Wick 4 is out.
Still haven't seen it, man.
Can't talk about it, Jen?
No.
That's what you're saying?
No. I might be on a matinee before I go to work tomorrow.
Well, it is entertaining.
You know what? What time is it?
So...
It's not enough time in the day. I should have went already.
Michael Jordan got a movie coming out.
I saw that. I thought it was just
so we can't talk about it
subterfuge.
because I didn't see it. So
I didn't either.
Oh, I thought you just said you saw that. You saw
Jordan?
that the movie's coming out, not that you saw the movie.
No, I didn't see the movie. I don't want to see it.
You're right, but you saw that it's coming out.
The Michael Jordan movie.
Yes.
Correct.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna check that out, I guess, and see what it's all about. But it sounds like it's Oscar buzz.
You're talking the Ben Affleck flick, right?
Correct. It was actually written by someone else, but the screenplay concept was by someone else, but fleshed out by Affleck's people.
Oh, so you're going to see that. Yeah, I'll wait till that's free on anything, streaming. But I want to see John Wick, definitely.
Yeah.
If I could probably squeeze in a viewing tonight, I might have to.
Okay.
Unless the matinee's calling my name.
Got you. It's always the best. There's less people there.
Yeah, well, the John Wick thing is what's that, the third, fourth, fifth, fourth? Yeah. So it's a big deal.
Right.
And eventually I'll get to see that. The Michael Jordan thing, behind the scenes. I'll watch it. I definitely will, but I'm not paying no money.
No doubt.
See, yeah. Shout out to Ben Affleck
and crew. Viola Davis. Celtics are second place in the league.
Should have been first, but
it's better to be like that though, because then you're on the parallel course to the people number one. So, and if everybody do their job, you feel number one and number two. I mean,
my thing is we got to see who's going to be on the crash course with Cleveland, because they've been running willy-nilly, out of control over here in the East. And Donovan Mitchell, any given day, he's been marred with injuries in playoff time. So
right.
We'll see how resilient he is. But I feel like whoever gets them first is going to be like, damn. Y'all ain't had nobody else? And the Knicks are playing well.
Knicks are playing well.
So we got some things.
Philly's in the mix.
Yeah. Don't nobody worry about Philly.
Okay. All right.
Did they play? When was the last time they played the finals?
Did they? Who? What? Now when do they win the finals?
I don't know. God, don't give me mumbling too much. I don't know. Yeah, so I mean, it's the usual suspect. I don't know what Jimmy Buckets is doing down there with the Heat.
I think the Buckets. I think the Heats. I think they hit a wall this year.
Well, let's not forget that Brooklyn Nets are still in the playoffs. So I mean, there's a lot can happen.
Yeah. Okay.
You think Golden State's going to win again? Come from behind?
No.
Take the whole thing?
No.
Who you think? You trying to say that you think Morant's going to come out Memphis?
Oh, you mean to get the West?
Yeah.
I think the Suns got a good chance.
Yeah. If KD can keep his foot in his shoe.
I think the Clippers got a good chance.
The Clippers always got a good chance. They have every single year for the past 30 years.
And they have a Russell.
Yes, Russell Westbrook.
Thank you. Who's motivated because, listen, I thought I got a lot of hate mail, but Jesus.
They can't stand Russ.
I don't know if Russ is, I don't know what's going on behind the scene and he's doing something else that they hate him for. But the amount of flack he's getting for the person that plays the hardest and stays the most healthiest out of the whole crew, you would think that would go to Anthony Davis because he's like Mr. Glass. No, seriously, right? Like out of the people being healthy, you think that would go to him, but it didn't. And when they played against the
did you see when Durant tripped during warm-ups and rolled his own ankle?
I think I might have saw that. Yeah. But the game against the Clippers and the Lakers the other day, where the Clippers won. So I mean, I think the Clippers got the experience to get there, and they got the drive. I think the Suns are the same way. I think out the West. I think Dallas isn't playing, right? They probably got playing, right? Dallas.
I think they're way at the bottom.
Yeah,
and they might not even be in. I don't know.
And the Nuggets. I think what is it? I think Nuggets are one in Utah, Utah and the Sacramento or something like that. I guess I should just look instead of guessing.
Is in there.
Yeah. No, there are a lot of teams in the West that are very surprising because
we gonna see.
They're not normally in it.
We're gonna see.
All right, Tiger made a cut, no doubt. That's what's up. So you got Nuggets at number 1, Grizzlies number 2, Sacramento number 3, Suns number 4. They all made the playoffs. Golden State number 5, Clippers number 6. Lakers is number 7. They jumped a lot. Check out the Lakers, right? New Orleans number 8. They got play-in. So right now it looks like there's 4 teams in the play-ins. Timberwolves and the Thunder. So yeah, Dallas looks like at the moment they're out. Yeah. I don't know how many games are left.
Well, I could do the math. Trade Kyrie and get something for him.
No. I think that's a good gel down there. It's just half a season. I think Kyrie and Luka down there, I think is going to be a force. I think if they can get one more person or those other guys step
Why
up
Luka
more.
was doing it by himself.
Yeah, I know, but he don't need to. Like now, they're both doing 30. They're both scoring well, so it's not like Luka's doing 10 and Kyrie's doing 30, or Kyrie's doing 10 and Luka's doing 30. They're both scoring well. They just need the rest of the team to do their numbers. Because if they both put up 25, 30 points each, that's a good game for both of them.
So you think the Celtics are going all the way?
I think the Celtics got the skills. I think last year they had the skills to go all the way, and they didn't in the playoffs, in the championship. I think they got what it takes to get there if they're all healthy to get back to the finals again. So I'm going to pick the Celtics to get to the finals. I don't think there's a team in the East that can stop them.
Will you be placing a bet on the Celtics?
I do not gamble.
Well, this is they'll give you $200 extra if you spend $5. That's the new thing going on.
DraftKings or whatever it is.
All of them. They're
All of
offering
them.
you money,
Yeah.
so,
No, I think the Celtics got what it takes. So they got there last year. So they're the team to knock off. Even though the Bucks got a championship, Celtics is still the team to come out the East. So even though they're in second place, they're still the team to. And they could end up. I don't know how many games. What we got? Like a few games left. So the Celtics could still get first place, depending on how things pan out. Because
what is it? One game they played the Raptors yesterday.
Yeah, so they're 2 games down. You know what I'm saying? So that's possible. But either way, I think second place is good for them because
It's only about home field advantage when we play them. So
because number 1's gonna play number 5, number 2's gonna play number 6. So they're gonna play if they knock out the Brooklyn.
Sixth place?
Oh no, I'm sorry, that's wrong. Number 1 is gonna play number 8. Number 2 is gonna play number 7. And number 3 is going to play 6, and 4 and 5 are going to play
after the playing players play.
Right, exactly, to get the last 2. But right, so yeah,
that's when the players play. Play on,
play on. So, but out of the West, I think the hungrier teams are the ones that's going to come out. You know what I'm saying? So the Nuggets are hungry, the Grizzlies are hungry, the Kings are definitely hungry, the Suns are hungry, Clippers are hungry.
My belly full, but not hungry.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think...
What's Paul George going to do? Is Kawhi even healthy at all?
Kawhi's healthy. George is not playing at the moment. So, that's the thing. So, you know what I mean? So
they could always trade Kyrie to the Clippers real quick.
I think
for the playoffs.
I think out of the West, the Suns is the most experienced team at the moment. Obviously, the Warriors, because they got the rings, right? But as far as not having a ring, the Suns is the most experienced team because you got Chris Paul, because you got a KD, and you got a Booker who have came close. The Kings is their first time. The Grizzlies are kind of there. The Nuggets are kind of like and the Clippers is the Clippers. It's like they got a dark cloud over them because they share the stadium with the LA Lakers. They should get their own stadium.
What's the name? Is cursed too. That's why he can't win no championships.
Oh, Chris
Paul.
Right.
Every time he goes somewhere, he either injured, hurt, or he still just couldn't do it.
Right. So I don't want to call it, but I would probably pick the Suns. The Suns coming out the West.
Sins.
The Suns are coming out the West. I say.
So you feel that the Suns?
I'm gonna go with the Suns coming out the West.
So you're not saying that
I'll go Suns 1, Kings 2 coming out the West.
The Kings. Who plays for the Kings?
I'm like Matt, not Brown, whatever his name is, Brown, the coach. He's turned him around. Larry Brown? No, not the other Brown. He was at Cleveland with LeBron James.
Yeah, well, all this regular season practice is over. It's time to really play. You know how to beat me 4 times in a row? That's all I need to know.
Okay.
That's all I need to know.
All right.
You can lose 1. You can lose 2. As LeBron has shown you, can lose 3.
Right. So who needs to save face in L.A.? The Clippers need to save face. The Suns need to save face. And the Lakers need to save face.
Well, the Lakers is going to be a question of what are they doing with Anthony Davis. Are they going to keep him? Are they going to move him? Are they trying to star for star? Try to get some power to keep going? LeBron's trying to play long enough for his son to get into the league. So where do you think his son's going to go? To L.A.?
No, I think Orlando.
He's going to play in Orlando.
Yeah, I think Orlando right now would get him if projection.
Yeah, but I think he's going to at least play college for 1 year. Right?
Yeah, right, exactly. I think I don't know. I'm not following because he's a kid. It's not that serious.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Yeah, I'm not
Can't
gonna,
keep track of my own damn kids. I'm looking to see what this man's kid's doing. When my son runs track, I don't even know if he's fast.
Right. It's like they like, I feel bad. I feel bad for these commentators. They got to really just be overdoing it with this and riding LeBron James' son's nuts and all of these.
How many stars kids have been ill? Let's not talk about Curry.
Right.
But how many times has your father been amazing?
Gary Payton Jr. is knocking it up right now. No, there's a good amount. There's a good amount of players. Actually, there's a good amount of players that they I don't even think we make the connection half the time. But there are a good amount of players in the NBA that their dad was also in the NBA. There's at least 20 players right now in the league that their dad was in the league as well. So. Yeah, you just don't realize it because they may got the mommy's last name and not the dad's last name or something like that. But no, seriously,
running around looking like Magic Son.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean. So, but at the same time, it's just kind of like stop riding the dude like that. These are high school kids, and you guys are just here to make money, and you wouldn't want that attention for your own kids. And that's the thing, the attention that they're putting on LeBron James' kids or all these other players' kids.
Well, you know what? Once you enter that realm, you signed up for it.
No, I understand that, but it's still a respect thing. There's still a stand-up thing that needs to, like, they know, but they're just going cheap shot. It's cheap. It's just cheap, and you know what I'm saying. They should respect the thing and probably talk about LeBron James' son less than they talk about right now, and go do some work and
maybe they should
talk about real stuff.
Maybe we should talk more about Jill Biden trying to invite the losers to the White House.
Oh, man, listen.
Knowing they lost.
Listen. Joe went home and looked at Jill.
I was like, you got to be the dumbest.
And she's like, yeah, I know I effed up.
My bag, baby.
I know. In a moment, it felt good. It felt good.
Yeah, definitely.
Because
it came off, it flowed off the lips so easily.
It honestly, I think she thought it was going to be a big moment for women, and she didn't realize the big moment is for women to be talked about in the NAAC, whatever the hell it's called, NCAA, more than the men are talking. Because nobody was talking about UConn. Nobody's talking about UConn. Right? They won, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Nobody's talking about that. What are we talking about? LSU, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So she didn't realize what they already had. And this is the biggest thing with, I think, with women and women's sports. There's still a lot of women that are not supporting women's sports. And until women realize that they should support women's sport, if not 80% of y'all, 100% of y'all, until y'all all say, I don't care if I understand what you're doing right now, but there's a woman on the court, I'm going to sit in the stands for you. If y'all don't do that, you can't be asking for the same money.
They get a large percent. Was it 20% of all the monies or something like that?
So, you know what I mean? But that's how it works, because trust me, you look at the other areas where women are spending so much money, making billions of dollars, spending billions of dollars a year in these other industries. That's all they got to do. So it was a bad look for Jill doing that, and I think it cost Joe Biden the presidency.
I wasn't voting for that fool again.
No, I think it did, because between that and what's going on in Tennessee, and just kind of like, oh, I can't be me. I can't.
All right.
I can't do that.
And same as you was doing that.
You know what I'm saying? And that dude that called her out her name and all that, like, he needs to be off air. He needs to not make any more money. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just disrespectful. Because at the end of the day,
just because your team lost, man, y'all can't be all pouting.
No, you can't. Yeah, you just can't be like that. And so I'm glad to see what's happening with them. I think they are going to end up going. I think Iowa is not going to go to the White House. I don't think they thought that LSU was going to pull out and say, nah. But that's the right thing to do. It's like winners go, losers. Because trust me, when I have a bad season, a bad race, I'm pissed off at first, and I'm hungry after that, and I go try to get better. So it's a disservice when the losers get to enjoy the fruits of the winners, because then there's no reason to be better the next season.
You know what that's about?
Or to quit, for that matter, because you either gonna get better or be a little bit better. But generally, most people come back the next year and be better because they know what it feels like to not get there.
That's that mentality, yo. That everybody gets a trophy.
Yeah, seriously,
man, you ain't win nothing.
And it backfired for Jill, and I think that cost Joe Biden presidency, because now I see there's some other Democrats throwing their hats in the race, and his VP may even be like, "Yo, I'm out here too." No, seriously, that she should, and that's her going off the cuff, and it's not like,
He got her in the house and was like, I did not tell you not to be talking.
Losing is
stick to the cards.
Yeah, losing is good because it teaches you things, and it makes you have to live. It makes you humble. It makes you hungry, and it makes you push yourself to limits. Hopefully, you don't cheat in that process, but push yourself to be the best version of yourself. Because at the end of the day,
if you ain't cheating, you ain't competing.
That's not true.
You got to be doing something, man.
That's not true. But you know what I'm saying? It that's what you want, that hunger, because the Iowa team's going to be like, yo, I'm going to be back here next year.
Yeah, and they're going to be stomping on cats. Unless those two young ladies both go to the WNBA and compete on a higher level.
Well, Angela Reese says she's not going to the pros. She's coming back to college. Because she's making more money right now than players in the pros.
Yeah, definitely.
So she's like, what am I going to the pros for? I can just go back to college for another year and run it back. Although I think it's the wrong move for her. But it's a young move for her because that money will still come.
Yeah, but she can get that money and a full education. So, hey, do it.
She can still get the. She can still go to college and she can still go in the pros and get the education. But, she could also go to LSU next year and flop. Because the team around her might flop. She may have the same hunger, but your team around you may not, and she can go and flop, and then she could lose money. You know what I'm saying? Because that attitude of like, oh, I'm making money right now, which is great, but you got to think about long term. And the long term progression is for you to go into the pros right now and to continue to make the money you're making with the identity stuff, and then make additional money with the pros.
You know the routine. I'm pretty sure somebody in her family is like, you about to be the first
graduate.
You better not leave school.
Because if you get hurt in school, like I get it. Like, but she can still make that money. It doesn't matter at this point, and especially with all this that's going on right now, you know what I mean. It just raises her stock so much more. You know what I'm saying? So, but either way, hopefully it works out for her.
Give me the money.
Exactly. That's what we want. My name is Rex45.
Big E.
Hey, yo, baby. I just got something I want to say to you, because I don't understand. So hear it. My heart's been broken, snatched and tossed around like a token. These thoughts provoking, like the Mona Lisa on the wall before me. It will take centuries for those to figure. I was too young to understand what pain really is. Only a spark displayed the 11 o'clock, standing on the block. Hit a Costco, made my clutch pop. This was my first episode of my road to prediction, but I'm like a vision. 3 a.m. calling my girl, yeah, baby. Why don't we stop the fuss and fight? 'Cause lady, can't you see you driving me away alright? Oh, oh, alright.
You're listening to the Smokin' Rhyme Show. My name is Rex45.
Big E,
We're on every week, most weeks with poetry.
music and that cannabis talk.
So you heard my poetry rant.
Yeah, well, you know.
You know.
I don't know. I feel like you should spit the one that you fumbled on right now to make up for it. Right off the dome. No practice. Right from the hip.
Is that what you think?
Pulled out the 4-5. He about to bust him.
I don't want to fall on my face. It's okay.
Hey, look, man, that's what it's all about.
Let me see. African Queen, Scar from Living Street Dreams, that overnight sex played on the big screen, late night, candlelight, eat teriyaki by the sea with these cats on Kawasaki's, then go wax off Mr. Miyagi. Wake up, socks off, next to his favorite panty in a shanty part of town, while refusing to drown out the sounds of that song, Don't Bow Down. Bouncing the act, trips and tilts her crown, while basic instincts help put up resistance, but the crave for his gaze, well, that's more persistent, making her a slave to his devilish sun rays, and if only one wish would make things okay, he'd be hers for the rest of her days, but that's just child's play. Reality's so far away for her to make up, and only if she'd wake up, lift her spirits, and see beyond the faces of Jacob. I could keep going, but I'm gonna stop there.
Fix your makeup.
Fix your makeup. No doubt.
See what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Power through it.
No, it's just one of those things, man. Trust me, it ain't gonna happen again. Speaking of,
That's what we always say. This normally don't happen to me, baby, but be all right. Give me a minute.
sometimes it be like that. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? As long as you stay consistent.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely.
And your percentiles are good. If not, well. So for those poets out there, there are a lot of events that are happening. You know, the venues that have poetry are now looking for Slam team members because they're going to be having the National Slam or a version of the National Slam is going to be coming out. So, and this month is National Poetry Month, which is also a reason for folks who don't normally write poetry to write poetry, because it's always important to write poetry because it's good for the soul. Even if you think you're bad at it, it's still good for your soul. So definitely grab your pen, your keyboard, whatever it is that you use, even if it's one line.
I chiseled this in some stone out front.
Exactly. As long as you're not chiseling it in your skin or something like that.
Bring some tablets.
You know what I'm saying? I made this out of rock.
Right. For sure. Yeah, you know, so do they have like a rookie night, you know?
Oh, open mic is rookie night.
Okay.
You just come out and do your thing when you're ready. You know what I mean? But I was terrified for a long time, and you know, all I can say is, you know, I know how it feels to be terrified to get on a mic, especially if you want to. But once you do, for one, nobody cares, and two, you're doing something that you want to do, and then once you do it a few times, or maybe like 50 times, it becomes natural.
So do you still get nervous in front of the crowd?
Yes. It would be weird. It would be, I don't know another way to say it. It would be unhuman to not get nervous before you go on stage, because it's almost like a check balance system, for lack of a better word, because you get nervous and then it's just like, oh, okay, I know what I'm doing. Okay, I've all the things you worry about. Once you can check them off, the nervousness go away. But if it's like, if you know, like, oh, well, I ain't do nothing, and I'm gonna go out here and try to do it, that nervousness can turn to consume you and make you have a bad night. You know what I mean? But for the most part, that nervousness it doesn't go away. So you just got to really learn to love it and just realize it's just part of who you are. And it's just keeping you on your toes because it gets your adrenaline going. It's almost like getting you into the fight.
We're going to have to work on your pre-poetry
ritual.
Ritual.
No, this is the last time. That was just a one-off. Trust me, that's just a one-off. So at this point in this level in the game, you know what I mean?
Back
I'm not.
in the game.
Yeah, no, at this level in the game, that was just a one-off. I realize that sometimes you can't just show up and just think it's gonna be great.
This is true.
That's all. That's all. I mean, it's possible, but I don't want to take that chance again.
You know what they say? You can hit threes all day, but at the end of the game, when you need it, if you miss, then you miss.
Practice? What are we talking about? Practice?
Yes, sir.
I mean, no, seriously, it was like anyway, I don't want to go back into it. You're listening to the Smokin Rhyme Show. My name is Rex45.
Big E.
So definitely write some poetry, read some poetry in this month. Go to some poetry venues, take a listen. Even if you say 3 words, go up on the stage and read the 3 words and come off the stage. Somebody's going to tell you they like it.
Or somebody's going to tell you, come off of the stage.
Nah, that doesn't happen. That's the beautiful thing about poetry, especially if you tell people like, oh, this is my first time. They're really going to show even more love. So definitely let the people know.
I'm just going to go in there and be like, peanut butter.
You could do that. You can say peanut butter all
Thank
day.
you.
Peanut butter. The butter be peanut.
I love peanut butter.
It's time for the Pod Cafe. My name is Rex45.
Big E.
To the Pod Cafe. Roll, light, smoke, hands. Roll, light, smoke, hands. Roll, light, smoke, hands. Roll, light, smoke. Break the Spanish down in my rollie and I'm scrolling it up. We put the whole 7 in it, you ain't holding it up. Hitting 12 in the lane while we sparking it up. Rex at 45 and Big E, that's who the city show love. But the city been waiting, we been cooking and baking. Planning, putting that cake in, plotting, moving and shaking. LeBron, Steph Curry with the rock, shake the pot. There's some big boss cannabis talk, cultural elevation.
Ain't no telling where we taking this thing from here. It's 420 in this world somewhere. Outside, say rolling it up. Up north, stay rolling it up. What's up? Ain't no telling where we taking this thing from here. If you feeling me, put one in me. West side, stay rolling it up. East coast, stay rolling it up. What's up?
Roll, light, smoke, hands. Roll, light, smoke, hands. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Pod Cafe.
Welcome to the Pod Cafe. You know the routine. There's rules and regulations in here.
Mm-hmm.
So roll one, smoke one, puff one, but I ain't gonna tell you what to do. So as East Coasters, we need to stick together with our NY brothers.
Okay.
Even though they claim they do more before 8 than we do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you probably lose more.
Well,
Champions, baby.
You were in the first state before us.
Well, anyway, they're having troubles, man. You know, the whole New York, Long Island area are refusing to allow cannabis in their neighborhoods.
No.
Yes, because New York regulators announced plans to double recreational marijuana retail licenses to 300 for social equity applicants.
All right. I might have to go buy a house in New York. I'll be back.
But the problem is that about half of New York's 1,520 municipalities have opted out of the adult use retail. So they don't even. But see, this is what I keep on saying is what fuels the black market anyway.
Yeah, exactly. That's like what do you think is gonna happen?
What you think? Them people in that neighborhood ain't smoking nothing?
Yeah.
No, somebody's gonna come deliver. There's gonna be a bike courier who's gonna pull up to your crib, give you the multi-flavor pack. Not that I know anything about that, but I'm just saying. We keep on saying over and over again that these people got blueprints to how to come out with cannabis and how to do all this. You know, it's supposed to be an easy transition. You have a lot of stuff to look at, a lot of data, because you know they love the data.
People. If your town is voting people in and out, run for an office that makes these decisions and go in there Don't make a fuss right away. See who's who and who you can trust and who you can't, because you don't want to get voted out like them dudes down in Tennessee and that lady. And go in there and do the right thing, because these people, I don't want to disparage them, they just are not as informed as they should be about cannabis and maybe other things.
Well, they're saying that only 11 of the 111 jurisdictions in Long Island are effectively going to open a retail cannabis business. That's about 10%.
Who got time for that?
So, hey, well, I mean, for those who are fortunate enough to actually get their cannabis shop open, that's benefit for them. They have a large group of people who will be lined up nonstop, constantly, all day long in front of their building.
Right.
Because that's the whole point of opening up other locations. Even distribution of the crowd, my friends.
Yeah.
Don't be idiots. And you know, while we're going through all that anyway, the over in Washington, the House approved a Senate bill that's going to allow interstate cannabis. I believe it's the first step in many. But they're going to be able to ship for 2 states who both have legal cannabis can ship product between the two, which will help out when Colorado's got too much and they trying to get rid of it. They're going to holler at us. The bill is called SB 5069.
Okay.
And it's from Senator Ann Rivers.
Do you like her?
She's a Republican.
It's okay. I don't mind.
I mean, hey, but this bill would give the governor the authority to enter into agreements with other legal states to permit interstate trade between licensed cannabis companies. And this would the problem is the only way this is going to work is if the federal law is changed to allow the interstate. So the bill's been introduced. You know how that works. We're gonna wait for 30 years for them to finally put it through. But,
I finally give you.
But it's the it's the process, right? But I mean, that shows that the Senate and people in Washington are trying to make some progress.
No, there's definitely some people trying, but you know, there's also people being like, you know, got their hands out waiting for a deal before they do anything. These mothers.
Well, I mean, most of this stuff is no-brainers. If 2 places both deal in cannabis, then why is it that I can't ship from my location to the next location?
Right.
I mean, just making it difficult purposely. So whatever, man.
Pretty much.
When I'm on the highway with my 2 tons a kilo.
No, don't say that. You're listening. You're listening to the Smokin' Rhyme Show. My name is X45.
Big E.
I think it's time to say goodbye, Big E.
Time goes so quick. We missed everyone for so much.
No doubt. We'll be back next week with more of this. My name is X45.
Big E.
Shout out to all the sponsors: GoPro, Motul, Agio. I think there's one more in the Engine Ice.
Yeah, that dude.
Follow us on all the social media fronts.
Hit us on the Smokin' Rhymes page.
Exactly. Rexy45, the Big E Grime.
Yeah, go and check us out on all the platforms. Definitely.
You know what it is. Until next time.
Yeah.
When I see my enemies in my afterlife, am I to believe I live in paradise? Come back to earth and walk the streets at night, walk the streets at night, walk the streets at night.
They say keep your enemies closer. Mine are on the wall like posters. These felonious imposters, friends of the people. They see, they speak, and they know a little evil. Love where you from, well people look around. Security's been breached just to say the least. Who talks of peace, while in the night people, they all lose lives. War exists without an exit, like an uppercut to your gut. Fret, yes, government won't come to your rescue like Russell. And who pays the price on the tussle? We the motherfucking people. So think out the box just for a second and witness what happens next. See Clarity's that mother that shakes the cool talking Johnny Walker off his rockers like 1,000 rosters fighting Babylon chanting.
When I see my enemies in my afterlife, am I to believe I live in paradise? Come back to earth and walk the streets at night, walk the streets at night, walk the streets at night. When I see my enemies in my afterlife, am I to believe I live in paradise? Come back to earth and walk streets at night, walk the streets at night, walk the streets at night.
Gender-based bias race can't leave a good taste. On with fear, this the picture they paint. So now let my kids straight.